Good morning, dear students. We are studying the history of trade and commerce and different topics that we have already discussed. And the next topic that we have to discuss is about major trade centers. Okay, there were all kinds of towns, port towns, manufacturing towns, mercantile towns, the sacred centers, and pilgrimage towns. Their existence is an index of prosperity of merchant communities and professional classes. So there are different types of towns were available in the ancient times, and they were having different types of towns, or depending on the area or the type of work that they are doing. Okay, so like manufacturing towns, so the towns which are mostly engaged with the manufacturing, or mercantile town. So mercantile town means the area where there is a large amount of business sale and sale and all is there, or export import, all these type of businesses are taking place. Then there are sacred centers and pilgrimage towns. So there are some pilgrimage places and all are there. So like we are going for a tour and all, or select some tourist places, pilgrimage places are there. So we visit some temples, or some any historical importances are there. So such kind of places we visit there. So these are there, and also their existence is an index of prosperity of merchant communities and professional classes. So all these type of things we can, through these things we can understand that there was prosperity, and this is the index. It shows the prosperity of merchant communities and professional classes. So there was also different professional classes. Okay, the following were the leading trade centers in ancient India. So there were different trade centers were there. So let us study about different trade centers. The first one, Pataliputra, known as Patna today. So this place is at present, the old name for Patna was Pataliputra, and in this place it was not only a commercial town but also a major center for export of stones. So there was it is a major trade center. So many transactions, so many business activities have been taken place in that area, and it was a place for export of stones. So many amount of stones has been exported from this area. So the plenty of stones were available, good quality or different varieties of stones were available. So they were exporting from the stones from this area. So Pataliputra is famous for the exporting of stones. Okay. Then next place that we have to study is about Peshawar. It was an important exporting center for wool and for the import of horses. So there are two type of business activities has been taking place. That is important exporting center of wool. So the product that exported was wool, and the most common product that imported was horses. Okay. It had a huge share in the commercial transactions between India, China, and Rome in the 1st century AD. So there are major trade transactions between India, China, and Rome was held from this particular place, Peshawar. Okay. Then the third place that we have to study is Takshila. It served as a major center on the important land route between India and Central Asia. So this was there. So there was a land route between India and Central Asia, where was we have already studied that there are some transportation routes, some trade routes were there. So this was one city in between the. So this was through this Takshila. They were transporting from India to South Asia, Central Asia. So in that it was coming in between. So it was a very important trade center. It was also a city of financial and commercial banks. So there was so many banking systems where there's financial as well as commercial banks were available in that area. The city occupied an important place as a Buddhist center of learning. The famous Takshila University flourished here. So it was an important place for, it is a Buddhist place for learning. So there was a lot amount of ancient times there was no schools or colleges, all these type of things were not there much. So people, those who wanted to study, they had to go to a very far away places. So Takshila was one of the very famous, and there was a university called the Takshila University. It is one of the world famous university, and it was there, and it was connected with the Buddhist leaders and all were there. They were running this university. So because of that, it was very much famous. People from different parts of the world used to come and stay in this particular place and studied in that university. This in history we are studying about this one. Then the next one we have to study is the Indraprastha. It was the commercial junction on the Royal Road where most routes leading to the east, west, south and north converged. So it was a very commercial junction. So it is a kind of a junction. There are roads from all the four sides are coming and joining in this particular place. Okay, so it was the commercial junction on the Royal Road where most routes leading to east, west, south and north converged. So from to the four sides the roads have been there. So means it is a kind of a junction, and where from there people from west will come to this particular place, and if they have to go to east, then they can go. So such a way different from people from north they come, and if they have to go to south they stop there, or if from north they come and go to west, any places they have to come and they will have to go to another place. So it is a kind of deviation is taken in this area. So some type of junctions and all are there like that, then there only large amount of business and all is possible. So they will bring from here one place, and from there they will be going to another. So it is a very it is considered as a center place. Okay. Then the fifth one we have to study is Mathura. It was an emporium of trade, and the people here subsided on commerce. Many routes from South India touched Mathura and Broj. So this another important business place is known as Mathura, and this place people traveling from different places was coming, especially from the south area, South India. So the people, the routes which are coming from the South India is coming touches in the Mathura and Broj. So these the routes they are coming, which are all the routes which are coming from the south side is touching this Mathura and Broj and goes. Okay. Then next important thing that we have to study is the Varanasi. It was well placed as it lay both on the Gangestic route and on the highway that linked north with the east. It grew as a major center of textile industry and became famous for beautiful gold silk cloth and sandalwood workmanship. It had links with Takshila and Bharuch. Okay. So another important place is known as Varanasi. Varanasi, you are also now also this place is there, and you are familiar with that. So it was well placed as it lay on the Gangestic route and on the highway. So this is having connection with the Gangestic route as well as the highway that linked north with the east. So people, those who are coming from the north and who wants to go to east side, so then there is it is coming on that way. It is also on the Gangestic route. So they are having connection with these two. These two are very important routes are there, and it is having a connection with this one. So that is also an important trade place. And there were the most of the transactions or most of the business that has been taken place as a textile industry. So there was a lot amount of textile industry, clothes, manufacturing of clothes and cloth products were there. So it is so many type of products were there. And one of the very famous product that is available there is gold silk cloth. Okay, gold silk cloth. So this cloth is a very special cloth which is available in the Varanasi area, and it was produced there. And another one is the sandalwood workmanship. So sandalwood, there are still like them statues and other type of things that are made on the sandalwood. So people earlier there was a lot amount of sandalwood was there, and people were making some statues or other type of furnitures or small objects like that. All these handicapped works and all have been done on the sandalwood, and people used to keep these things on their houses. So for that purpose, it has been used. Okay. And it had links with the Takshila and Bharuch. So, and also it has connection with the Takshila and Bharuch. So Takshila and Bharuch also were some of the very important trade places, and it has also having a connection with these trade places. And the seventh important trade place is Mithila. The traders of Mithila crossed the seas by boats through the Bay of Bengal to the South China Sea, and traded at ports on the islands of Java, Sumatra and Borneo. Mithila established trading colonies in South China, especially in Yunnan. So there are so many transactions. So these people from this Mithila traders or businessmen, they are coming and they cross the sea by boats. So there is a Bay of Bengal is there, and they used to cross this one through the Bay of Bengal, and they reach to the South China Sea, and they can travel through the boat. So they come to the Mithila, and from there they go through the boats and transport the goods and export the products to the China, and also they bring products from China. So they make transactions with China, and for that it was possible. Traded at ports on the islands of Java, Sumatra and Borneo. So in these places they had a business transaction, so they had to distribute the products. Some island places are there, and they used to sell the product to this country. Mithila established trading colonies in South China, especially in Yunnan. So they had also trading colonies were there, and they have established a good relationship with the China. So they had a very nice trade relationships there. Okay. So these are a few important trade centers, where there are few more are there. So that those we will study in the next class. Okay. Thank you so much.